Here there is no need to be stuffy and formal. Things will come around back again, back to normal. Then we'll have a band on the stage and a choir, lifting all our spirits up higher and higher. You know that it's true. Yes, it's true. I can feel it too. Feel it too. What a place to be. Come on in and see. Friendly people here. Troubles disappear. Know that we are one. One with everyone. We are all one. We are one. We are one. We are all one. We are one. We are one. We are all one. We are one. We are all one.
So good, so good. Trying not to cry up here. I'm going to take a breath and center myself after that great celebration song. We are an all-inclusive center of love, where we recognize and celebrate each person as a divine and unique expression of the one spirit in all. Together, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone. We teach and embody the Science of Mind principles to support our core values of love, healing, spiritual growth, oneness, abundance, service, and diversity. Welcome home. Please join me in reading the opening community affirmation. It is in your program on the left-hand side and also up on our monitors. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existing cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that all thought is creative and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. Is there anyone joining us here for the first time? Welcome. Would you like to stand and introduce yourselves? Welcome, Peter. Thanks for being here. If you haven't already got a welcome packet, we do have some right outside the sanctuary door. Susie's telling me something. Yeah, that's okay. Welcome. Thank you for being here. You don't have to introduce yourself. We'll hug you later. If you don't already have a welcome packet, you can pick one up right outside the sanctuary door. It includes a gift for you to use in our bookstore, and Judy St. Clair will be in the bookstore after service. I'm so sorry, I don't know what's going on today. Announcements for any upcoming events are in your program each week, along with daily affirmations to use, so please take it home with you. And I do have quite a few announcements, so I'm going to take another breath. Our weekly Spiritual Living Circle discussion group meets on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. on Zoom. All are welcome to attend. Please sign up at the concierge table to receive the Zoom link. You can see me after service if you have any questions. Tai Chi with Chris Ermston is on Tuesdays in the sanctuary at 11:30 a.m. Following Tai Chi, you are invited to join us in the social hall for games and cards. If you are looking for connection, fun, and laughter with like-minded friends, come join us for a great time together. You are welcome to bring your own lunch if you like. It's a lot of fun. Chair Yoga with Joe Carbo is happening Thursdays at 11:30 in the sanctuary. And I do have an updated announcement. Joe is going to be having shoulder surgery. So he's not going to be with us for a little while as he's recovering. And if you have not had the opportunity to join him for Chair Yoga, you have 2 more Thursdays to join him for that. Sister Circle meets on Zoom the 2nd and 4th Sundays of the month. We are meeting this Saturday, the 23rd, and Lori Smith will be our host. Reach out to Lori or myself if you are interested in joining us, and we will make sure that you get the Zoom link. We are so excited to be opening up for more activities. Things are really opening up around here, and we could use some help. We currently have, for signups, our hospitality committee to plan for refreshments after service and potlucks, a committee to plan for the Mother's Day and Father's Day baked good auction, which are fast approaching. We have a decorating committee to spruce up our facility. And now, Frank, would you like to come on up? He has 2 announcements to share with us, please.
There we go. Hi, I'd just like to invite anybody who hasn't already come to our class on Monday night on Blue Collar Spirituality. It is open on an every week basis, so you don't have to come in and sign up for the whole course. There is a couple books available in the bookstore, and right now we have a crew of about 7 people in there right now, having a pretty good time with it. And the second announcement would be Workday at the first Saturday of the month. This is the first month in 2 that we haven't changed that day. So this time it'll be on the first Saturday, 8 o'clock. Lots of weeding and trimming and all the usual stuff to do. So please come on out and join us and have a good time at the work party. Thank you.
Frank. HDCSL is having a used book sale in the social hall. All paperbacks are $1 and hardcover books are $2. We have a variety of books in there, and so come join us after service. Valerie Reeves is speaking on Saturday, May 1st. Directly after service, Valerie Reeves is facilitating a workshop called Creating a Life You Love. And you can sign up for this right outside the sanctuary at the concierge table. Liz has information about that. We're going to be focusing on the game of life as you get clarity on your best life ever. Love, health, self-expression, and prosperity. That's going to be our main focal points. It's from 11:30 to 1:30 on a love offering. Light snacks will be provided, but please feel free to bring your lunch. And you can see Liz or myself if you have any questions about that. Every Sunday, we share the vision for our new minister. We ask you to hold this vision with us throughout the week. Printed copies are available at the concierge table for you to take home as well. Please join me in reading this if you choose. Our purpose is unity. Our vision is to be a dynamic teaching center where we learn to experience the Spirit within us and to express our fullest potential in life. Our new minister is comfortable with shared leadership, accessible to our community, has humor, tact, and is kind. Our new minister is intelligent, a fine teacher of science of mind, an inspired speaker, and feeds us spiritually. Our new minister lives the science of mind with integrity, has a consciousness of abundance, is authentic and unbiased. Our new minister is enthusiastic while being emotionally mature, committed and connected to our community, and is wise in all their affairs. And so they are. And now I'd like to welcome our practitioner of the day, Lori Smith.
Happy Easter. Please join with me in reading Dr. Ernest Holmes' Promises Together. They are on the front page of your program. It's on the screen. Maybe. There they are. Here we go. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. Let us turn within as Chris plays In the Silence by Jack Powell.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find God, I find myself.
We perform the Flames of Faith ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The Unity Candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, acknowledging all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as Judy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. So I invite you at this time to close your eyes as we move within. In this moment, I know that we are blessed by a power greater than we are. abiding source, this infinite intelligence, this essence of perfect love. And this essence is within each one of us. It is this ever-present light and peace deep within our soul, within our very heart, beats this life of spirit. And I declare for myself and all others, spirit is at the center of all my affairs. My spirit is eternal, now and always. I choose in this moment to roll away the stone of doubt and fear and open my heart to eternal freedom. I choose to step out of myself, my self-imposed tomb, to a higher place of consciousness. I shine my Christ light out of the darkness of my old mental reactions, allowing me to see anew. Releasing the weight of past limiting beliefs and judgments, freeing me to rise above in faith, knowing heaven is right where I am. So I bless this day. I bless all who make this service possible. And I bless Heather and Jason for their gifts today, lifting us up to new and greater awareness of light and love. I accept this joy, this peace, this boundless heaven that is right where I am. I release my word. My word is heard. May it bless and release all cares and concerns. And I know this to be so. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Lori. It is a pleasure to introduce our guest musicians and speakers, Heather Grace Powers and Jason Michael Powers. The Powers of Love is the name of their ministry. Their mission is to liberate and embody the alchemy of divine love as individuals and in intimate partnership. They are students of the sacred teachings, traditions, and philosophies from the East and West. Heather and Jason design and produce intuitively guided, life-changing event experiences around the world that inspire, elevate, and activate hearts. Heather's music has often been called medicine for the soul. She is the creator of Sing Your Soul Awake, a multi-sensory course designed to help students heal on many levels through the power of their voice. And I had the pleasure of being in that course with Heather and Jason, and I really did get to sing my soul awake. Thank you. Her music has been featured in movies, radio, and television. Jason is an author, speaker, and healing practitioner. He became a world-class event producer and sound alchemist known as DJ One Love. He spent his earlier years in all stages of TV, film, radio, and theater production as a producer and an actor. They have been with us pre-pandemic many, many times and have even accompanied us on group field trips. Please help me to welcome back Heather and Jason Powers. Enjoy.
We've been tearful. Good morning, happy Easter. It's good to be here. Thank you, Brandi. Yes. Yes. Welcome to our living room for men. It is like coming home. There's something so sweet about this community. We live in Ventura County, and so it's a little bit of a drive, but it's a wonderful, beautiful drive. And it's good to be with you all today. If you're here for the first time, we are not your normal speakers, so take with you.
Don't get used to the chairs.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, it's so true. You know, it feels like, I was telling Jason on the drive here this morning that in some ways it feels like it was just 6 months since we saw you all. And in other ways it feels like a lifetime, because I'm sure that each one of us has taken deep dives that we never expected in the last 2 years in what it means to be human, what it means to connect to our soul, what it means to accept and allow different viewpoints in community and how to love each other beyond our differences and our different perspectives. And I just want to say, when we walked in here, it just felt like a healing balm. Every one of you, your faces, your love, your authenticity, your just, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a joy.
When I was studying to become a practitioner, you know, I was in my head a little bit at some point in the journey. I was thinking, gosh, I'm not like this other people. I don't say the same words that they say, and the way they phrase things. It's just, you know, sometimes we're on that journey, and I came to realize that one of the most powerful healing agents is love. And that what you're going to hear, Sai Baba, I don't know if anybody knows who Sai Baba is, but he said, love one another and help others to rise to the higher levels, simply by pouring out love. Love is infectious and the greatest healing energy. And so our intention today, in our talk, we had come up with a title, and it was
To rise.
As love. To rise as love. And so our intention is that through this short time that we have with you on this Easter Sunday, that we help you rise a little bit. And it may not be our words, it might be the space between the words. But our intention, our hearts are open to pour out so much love that you feel it. So we'd like to start off with a mantra that we love. It's called the Diamond Heart Sutra. And it's in the Tibetan lineage, it's Prajna Paramita, which means divine wisdom. It's supreme wisdom. In the Diamond Heart Sutra, which is Om Gate Gate, Pedagate, Pedasangate Bodhi Soha. You don't have to remember that. You don't have to. But
We can try it. Let's try it. Take Om Gate Gate.
Om Gate Gate.
Padagate.
Padagate.
Padasangate.
Padasangate.
Bodhi Soha.
Bodhi Soha.
You can keep trying and trying, and one time it'll click in. But nevertheless, the sound and the vibration of what we're singing together is beyond what our minds know.
In the translation, if I could, it's loosely, because it's hard to take some of these translations and put English on it, but it's basically saying that we're going beyond the shore of the known. We're going beyond the shores of the known. And I think you would agree that here on planet Earth, we need to go beyond where we've gone before. Love is calling us to let go of the shore of the known, the normal, and allow something else to emerge. We don't know what that looks like. It's a mystery. Love is a mystery. And so we invite you into this mantra.
Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha.
Gone, gone beyond. In the emptiness, only love will linger on. Far, far beyond. From the stillness we rise to sing love's song.
Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha.
Gone, gone beyond. In the emptiness, only love will linger on. Far, far beyond. From the stillness we arise. From the stillness we rise. From the stillness we arise to sing love's song.
Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhisoha.
Take a nice breath.
It's always amazing how we just sang in the stillness, and I was just thinking how the Spirit weaves together a service before we even know it. You know, all the elements come together, and I think of it as we all bring our loaves and fishes, and that includes every single one of you. Because as we were driving here this morning, you know, we just get to sit up here and empty our cups as much as we possibly can, because Spirit knows what each person here needs this morning. And we all come in trust and faith that as we come, whatever needs to be brought to the surface, whatever needs to be healed and looked at, can be done so.
Yeah, that's sure what that means. Frank, do we recognize this sounding good at all? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I wanna
I feel
say-
like I need an Easter bonnet right now.
I appreciate Chris's song. That was so beautiful, you guys. It was
Chris, that was
amazing,
incredible.
amazing. And one of the things I loved from it was to remember to have fun.
Yeah,
To
totally.
have fun.
Yep.
You know?
Very fun song.
Because sometimes our spiritual journey can be so serious. So serious. And I've heard Spirit whisper in my ear, why so serious? And the Course in Miracles talks about, the Son of God forgot to laugh because he thought he took this thing so seriously. And so hopefully, with what we're saying, I might be a little lighthearted.
We play a lot in our home, and that's a really important part of love. I think one of the things that these last 2 years have brought a lot of seriousness, a lot of things that push us to the limits of what we believe in about life and death. And one of the things that we've come to over this last, especially several months, and Jason can share a little bit about his health journey after 10 days in the hospital and not knowing whether he was going to make it or not. We each have the opportunity at different points in our life by different circumstances to come up to that precipice of that last breath, the proverbial last breath, and what we're going to do with it. And then what we're going to do after that potential last breath, because I think ultimately we're here as living in love, at peace with living and dying, because this is life, and that last breath is new life. And so part of our living as love and rising as love is really looking at that in a potentially joyful kind of a way, because when you make peace with it, living takes on a new sense of lightness. It's not so serious.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of you, I know Brandi, I think you were there just in prayer and support and everything that beyond it. And I didn't know all the people that were in touch, but at the end of 2021, I spent 10 days isolated in a hospital with double pneumonia. And I was looking through that veil a little bit. I was going, I don't know if I'm going to stay here. I don't know. And in all honesty, there was a place before I went to the hospital. I was really tired. I was tired of being. I was just really scared of where things were going. And I lost sight. We do that. Has anybody lost sight sometimes? Yeah. We get caught up in our conditions and our circumstances and the effects of the world. And we forget that there's a plan. There is a plan. And I've been saying this more. There is a plan. And it's beyond my understanding and understanding, but I do trust it. I do trust it. And love is guiding it. And as each one of us let love guide us, this plan coalesces beautifully, almost magically, miraculously. And that's what happened, 10 days of loving everything, every single moment. I wasn't one that had a lot of trust in the healthcare system, but I shifted my mind, Going back to our promises, my thoughts create my reality.
Yeah.
And I had an option, an opportunity, an invitation to look at this as a blessing. And it was a blessing. 10 days isolated in a little cocoon, and I touched grace in a way that I can't explain, but it was loving every nurse, every doctor, everything that was coming in. I love it. I bless it. I thank you. I say to every nurse, thank you. I appreciate you. No resistance, no fear, pure love allowed me to recover, restore, and repair, and I'm here shining, alive and well and in love deeper than ever.
Just the gratitude for life, the gratitude to live more. In the face of that, a lot of things become insignificant that were really important last week. And during that time, I felt like we had, it's like we were experiencing something simultaneously, but yet very individually. And that's so true in all of our paths. We each come in with unique experiences, unique wounds, unique upbringings from our family lineage that we have to become aware of and heal. And that's really the journey, the inward journey that we're all on, right? And no two are alike. It's like fingerprints. And as my beloved was striving to even breathe, the day that I took him to the hospital, it really was that precipice moment, because as we parted, I didn't know if I would see him again, you know, and because of the conditions, they wouldn't let me in the hospital with him, and so it was like, a veil went down, and it was utter, complete trust. It was that we knew that love was durable and true no matter what form it was in. And I think, you know, in the reflections while he was experiencing, finding that he was so deeply loved, I was on the other side of it, learning how durable and strong love really was, that could carry me through and do what I needed to do on our behalf in the process, you know. And one of the things that I think we just wanted to share today about how we rise as love. We rise in love 2 by 2. And it doesn't matter what kind of relationship we're in, whether it's parents and children, it's beloved partnerships, it's community members, it's church family. But we have the opportunity to help each other rise, and how do we do that? What keeps us from that?
You know, we love Ernie, and I'd like to give a quote that Ernest Holmes, and one of our favorites. Ernest says, "Love is within us. It cannot be destroyed. It can be ignored. To the extent that we abandon love, we will feel that it has abandoned us. Denying love is our only problem. And embracing it is the answer. Through the power of love, we can let go of past history and begin again. Love heals, forgives, and makes whole." Read that in. I don't know what you're facing today, friend, but I do know that love is the answer. You know, Moulin Rouge, one of my favorite movies, at the end of it, John Leguizamo comes out the window and says, "The answer to the meaning of life, to love and be loved." And that's ultimately what this journey that Heather and I have taken on since we met almost 9 years ago. To say, let's love each other in increasing measure. And you know where love's not happening when you're in partnership. No? You know where you little holding on to it, don't want to give it so much today. You know, maybe it's a forgiveness needs to happen. Let go. You know, to rise, think about the hot air balloon. To rise, you must let go. You know, what grievances might you be holding on to? What past mistakes of yourself might you be holding on to? You know, this Easter is a very favorite day. It seems like every year it gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. And Heather and I spent a large part of our life in the traditional Christian box, you know, and baptizing people in the name of Jesus, doing all this, and then had to leave that paradigm. And I love what this candle talked about. What Christianity really is the path of love. And ultimately, all those candles are leading to love. And so, what you're hearing today, not a traditional Easter message, but it is the Easter message. It is allowing love to rise as you. And maybe there's something you are being invited to let go of. Just to let go. Let go of the shore.
Come to the temple, bathe in the presence of love. Let go of the warring, lay down your sword. You've had enough. For I know you're weary, the battle is taken its toll. Illusion is shattering, the veil is rent. You're alone. Surrender to my love and trust that you're enough. Allow yourself to breathe and remember, remember, remember who you are. So come to the mystery and give up the stories you know. The path now collapsing, leading us all back to one. No longer divided, the fractals united in peace. And it's time to play now like children of love's destiny. Destiny. Surrender to my love and trust that you're enough. Allow yourself to breathe and remember, remember, remember. Oh, remember, remember, remember who you are, who you are. You are the light of the world. You are the joy of the earth, and you are the love of your life. So remember, so remember, so remember. Remember, remember, oh, remember, 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 oh, remember, remember, remember who you are, who you are, who you are. So remember.
I'm sure you're feeling that. I heard something the other day, and I did a little short post about it, but your history isn't your destiny. Your history is not your destiny. Where we're going as a people, as a community, where you're going as a community, and we're just holding that. That was a beautiful, affirmative knowing in what you're calling in, and we're just seeing that this center is going to radiate such love that it magnetizes with ease and grace the perfect minister. And we know that that's the way it works. You don't have to. There's something so powerful about the power of love. And I'm sure many of you heard it, but it just, I'm always saying what Jimi Hendrix said, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Yeah, what else? You know? And it's an interesting place to be in where Heather and I are being in life. And we're two kids in the garden. We're just like playing. We're just singing and playing and creating. And that's what we're doing with the power of love inside of us. Yeah. And that's all we need to do. You know, we came today just with an intention of our heart. And thank you, Brandi, for calling us. I mean, really, I was just telling Heather on the way here, like, since the hospital time, this is the first time we've really been in a public setting. And it's humbling to be here. It's an honor to serve with who I call the Golden Angel, huh?
Absolutely.
To sing with her, to serve with her, to speak, to just share this. It's a joy, it's an honor. And I'm looking out at you and I'm seeing a version of we. You're a beautiful version of we. And thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing your heart to say a spiritual life is important. And in this valley, you are the lights. You are the light of the world. And
I love that this is the Apple Valley too. I was just thinking as I'm looking at this angel staring back at us, but the apple is so symbolic of the Garden of Eden, right? Going back to the garden where our original innocence is restored. And that's really the process that we're all in, is, like Jason said, letting go. I find it alarming sometimes how often I am not aware of the little things in the back of my mind that I'm hanging on to. And this last 2 years, if it's taught us anything, is that what the world is longing for and can help each one of us in our process of letting go and returning to who we were as little kids before anything was disrupted, before we knew that there was a problem, right? Is to be heard and understood, and something that we've really picked up and I think has been really changing our relationship. 2 things. Learning how to really listen without defense, and sometimes that's really hard. I'm constantly having to correct or be corrected to really understand where I'm not listening from a place of open-heartedness rather than where it hits my triggers, right?
I just had to laugh on that one for a second.
But you know what? Something in that as we are calling that in, because every single one of us desperately want to feel understood. And we get paired up with beloveds often that have the exact opposite trigger as we do. So we have the opportunity constantly to learn how to not only listen to the other person, but model what it looks like to invite the people that we're wanting to understand us to speak it in a way that invites them to open their hearts up to hear where we're coming from rather than blaming and projecting. And I was, as you were sharing, it was like, that has probably been the most practical growth tool that we have had. One day it kind of clicked, and I felt our whole dynamic shift. And because we've had so many spiritual tools. And I think if we're sitting in this room, you're working on yourself, you're working on your relationship with God, you're working on your relationship with other people. And sometimes we get so spiritually overdeveloped that we're relationally challenged. Or we, sometimes we're just getting back to the basics. And how do we love each other? Like in the most simplest kind of a way.
Tinkling Brandi right now. No, I'm sitting, there's a verse that we love and we talk about it. You've probably heard it many times. It's in the Bible, 1 Corinthians, but it talks about, if you could speak in the tongues of angels, and you could have faith that moves mountains, that's practical. I can do a treatment the way that is just perfect. But you have not love, and when you have love, it's in your relationships, this ship of relations that we are here, this mothership, of how we're interacting with one another. How are we receiving and giving love? How are we doing it? Is it just a little bit? I can only let a little bit of love in because I've been hurt. I've just been I've got a history. And what I want to remind you today is wherever you were before today, there is something calling you forth into a greater capacity to love beyond what you've ever known. Again, you're going into a new world. And that is what love is beckoning us. We call it many names, but it's calling humanity to love in a way that you've never loved before. In a circle, there are no sides. There are no sides. You know, we've been polarized. We keep getting polarized. And so let's step back from that polarization and see the circle. See the one power, the one love, presence that's within you, within we. We talked about to rise, you got to let go. You know, and Ernest Holmes also had a quote that I love. He said, we have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact in the hour. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied, and in peace, healed and prosperous, in a new light and in a new life. And what is that power? That power is love. It heals, it unites, and love also cuts. Love also is that scalpel, is that what needs to be let go of, what needs to be released, what old grave clothes that are lying in the tomb need to be set aside. Go, thank you, you served me for a time, but I let you go now. What is asking for you to let go? Because the ascension process, the rising, is all about releasing. You know, Casey Kasem always said, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Right? Keep your feet landed, rooted in the earth. And definitely gaze to that. But it's a both. It's an ascension, descension. So let go and grab.
Mm-hmm. And here we are at Easter. Mm-hmm. Oh, Easter. It was interesting just observing. I overheard a conversation going on in
the foyer.
Narthex. I'm a pastor's kid, so we had many names for that room out there.
We call it the garden room.
The garden. I love it. It's beautiful.
The what?
The garden room.
The garden room.
Yeah.
But you know, I know that if we're here, probably many of us have had a journey with that word God, a journey with the word Jesus, a journey with the word Christ. All of these things that carry probably a lot of pain, a lot of triggers, a lot of things in those particular names that were not demonstrative of love. And one of the passions that Jason and I share in our ministry is helping to heal and bridge back to the truth of that message, because what we are celebrating here today, call it what you will. There's many traditions that are celebrated on Easter, whether it's, you know, we've got the pagan idea, we've got Passover that we've just been through, and there's all of these wonderful storylines that really all converge in love at the end of it. And the message of the Christ resurrected inside of us is that light dawns when we roll away the tomb. And we have, like Jason said, these stones that keep us locked up. There's always that one relationship in our life, that one thing in our life that is so painful, we just don't let anybody near it. You know, we can be so loving and so expanded in our understanding and our awareness, but usually there's that one thing that's just like, feels like death. And that's exactly what it's supposed to feel like, because we cannot rise unless we die. And that's what he said. He said, you must lose your life as you knew it, all the things that you cling to, all the things that you have constructed to keep that wound safe. It's to roll away that stone and die so that we can be born anew, that we can rise again. So there's that resurrection process. But then, like Jason said, we continue to ascend the more that we are aware of what still is keeping us tethered and heavy in our darkness.
Mm-hmm. Michael Beckwith, we love him. He said something that we heard early on in our marriage, in our relationship. He said a good, healthy marriage, whether you're married or in partnership or relationship, but every great relationship has a series of divorces. There are a series of things that need to die and to let go of. And sometimes that's painful and grieving because that's what we've known. But I know in this relationship I'm being called to let go daily and to allow something new beyond, before Heather, I had a marriage that didn't work. And I could go into story and all that of who I am. I really, Heather mentioned it briefly, but when I went into the hospital, I was really feeling unloved. That I wasn't, and I'm DJ One Love. People, I tell that story sometimes, they go, really? I go, yes, in my inner core. And then maybe in your inner core. You may have the face and the mask of love, and you're a hugger, and you do all the things, but you, in your private moments, do you know who you are? Are you remembering that you are in the presence and power of God, of love itself? Shining as you, that you are. I wear this band now. It says, I am enough. And we suffer from that as a human. And I am not enough. And that comes from what the Course in Miracles talks about. The one problem is that I feel I am separate from this God, this power, this presence. And I think all of us can agree, and if you're here for the first time, I'm here to tell you the good news, is you are not separate. You are love itself, as you, beautiful, fractalized, diamond. Maybe you're in the rough, maybe you're sitting on the altar, but you're a diamond nonetheless.
The one thing that we can give as a gift to God, to Spirit, to ourselves, because we are the emanation of that, and then to every other relationship in our life, is to find that time every single day. If it's 5 minutes, I promise if you start with 5 minutes, if you're not already starting with 5 minutes, you'll begin to hunger and thirst for that place that it's like a God Spirit-sized hole in every single one of us that nothing else can fill. Our relationships are just a reflection of how in tune this relationship is. And these relationships are designed to be a catalyst to help us understand where we need to go back to source and find that love, to empty our cup and be filled with only that love that Spirit can give us.
That power is not outside of us.
No.
There's nothing outside.
Try and get it, and that's outside of us. You're not doing what I want you to do.
When we talk about, and we teach a class about evolutionary love relationship, it's all about the beloved relationship. So whoever you are, whether you're in partnership today or whether you are not in partnership, find somebody that you can have that time with. That prayer time, that reflection time of leaving the conditions of the world and tap into the one power together. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And so become that holy braid with each other in that community. You guys are going to build something very powerful. So that's very important. So I think we're going to leave you with a song.
Yeah, I think so. It just goes like this. In the presence of love, everything changes. In the presence of peace, I quiet my soul. In the presence of grace, and grace, what is grace? Grace is unmerited, unearned favor. It just is when we open ourselves and allow Spirit to just pour into our life. And the light side, that light, it's guiding us always home. It's guiding us perfectly to whatever answers we need, whatever it is that our soul is longing for, that's the answer.
I love the picture that you chose. This thorny heart, the light in the center of it all.
So
There's beauty there.
Yep.
So
We all got little thorny hearts a little bit. Rub the edges, soften them a little bit. But yeah, this is aham prema, which is just saying, I am divine love. And so when we're remembering that, and we're declaring that, we're affirming that, we're imagining that, we rise. And we outpour that together, and we help each other rise. That's what we're trying to do today, right?
In the presence of love, everything changes. In the presence of peace, quiet my soul. In the presence of grace, life rearranges. And the light inside is guiding me home. Oh, in the presence of love, everything changes. In the presence of peace, I quiet my soul. In the presence of grace, life rearranges. And the light inside is guiding me home. Aham Prema, 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 in the presence of love, everything changes.
In the presence of peace, I quiet my soul.
Quiet my soul.
In the presence of grace,
Life rearranges.
and the light inside is guiding me.
Oh, Aham Prema, 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 Now we're going to do something together. We're just going to take a deep breath and we're going to sing Ma. And we're going to send our love out to the world, to every place you can think of that needs healing. Okay? We're going to just keep singing Ma.
Tesla said everything is frequency and everything's vibration. So just tone in your practice. Take tones. That's all that license plate today. Tones. Just tone. Sometimes that language speaks more than the words.
Thank you so much. let that all kind of ground into my being, my heart, my soul. We are love, and I am so grateful to share with each and every one of you online here today. Thank you, thank you. And now this is our giving time. Please take a moment to join me in appreciation for this community and our philosophy. We know that we live in an abundant universe. There is always more than enough to share and to spare. We use this time to open up the flow of abundance and circulate that energy with gratitude. Because we appreciate you and your contributions, we make it easy for you to give. In addition to placing your offering in the basket today, there are various ways that you contribute to our center. You can use the Vanco app on your smartphone or tablet. You can visit our website to make a donation, and our website is high-desertcsl.org. You can scroll down to the donate button, or you may drop off a donation throughout the week or mail it in, and we will gladly receive that. Thank you for supporting our center. And thank you to our ushers today for your service. Please join me in reading aloud our Declaration of Affirmative Giving, located inside your program and on the monitors. Thank you. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And I invite our ushers to start at the front of the room with the baskets, please. And Chris will sing Karen Drucker, God is my source. Thank you.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Thank you, God. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Let's take a moment to bless our gifts today as we recognize the overflowing abundance of life itself, knowing that these gifts go forth touching lives, restoring healing, and bringing wholeness to our world. Thank you, ushers. And now I invite our practitioners up to the stage, please. We have fun here. Our practitioner team is here to serve you. The prayer request box is in the garden room under the picture of Ernest Holmes, and our practitioners' phone numbers are on the back side of your program. Please reach out to one of our experienced practitioners for prayer, especially if you are going through a challenge in your life. They are here to know the truth for you, and they are available after the service for spiritual support if you would like prayer. And now I invite Lori to read our affirmation for the day.
So I'll read it one time and then you can read it together with me. Peace and joy are mine as I turn my awareness to the divine within. Here we go. Peace and joy are mine as I turn my awareness to the divine within. One more time. Peace and joy are mine as I turn my awareness to the divine within. And now let us just take this moment as we just become one. So blessed, so grateful for this service and for for Jason and Heather. We are so thankful, and I'm just letting them know that I am love, and I'm releasing, and I'm grateful. I know this to be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you to those who are joining us in person and online. And we will see you right here at 10 o'clock every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Whatever. Happy Easter.